Gremlins out early. What a week we have for you in San Francisco, in the Bay Area. Let's take a look at today's marquee. We'll have a different marquee every week, trying to bring you guys the best guests. We have some great ones today. We have got the Up and Adams YouTube page you guys need to subscribe to, because we will do 2-hour shows, and everything, and a lot of that will be exclusive on the YouTube page. So our show today, our show tomorrow, and then Wednesday through Friday, 2-hour shows. We're going to have some awesome guests. Please, please, please get there. And here's the ones that we have today. Jameis Winston from the Pro Bowl, Chargers kicker Cameron Dicker. Dicker the kicker, he's famous, he's on the show, and Joe Flacco, and then comedic duo Keegan-Michael. As you see, Danny McBride, they are here on behalf of State Farm, who we know and love and appreciate for the time. Two experts in the art of inappropriate celebrations will crown their favorite celly of the year. You do not want to miss that. Quite a show from you. From the Bay Area, like I said, you have to subscribe to the YouTube. I don't know what will be on YouTube exclusively and what will be on television and what will be less and less will be shared, of course, on Twitter, because so many guests will be coming through, so you really have to subscribe to this. Make me happy. Okay, so we're getting one kind of. Here's the weird thing, Hammy, and happy Super Bowl week to you, my friend. We've done a lot of these together.
Yeah, happy Super Bowl week. Excited
now, where
here.
Are you?
I'm here already. I was so excited. I had to get here a little bit early. We had an earthquake this morning, which was fun.
It's not funny.
Yeah. So.
Not a fear I need. Well, my face isn't the size of a balloon this year. Last year, I had an allergic reaction going to Super Bowl that saw me on steroids the entire 7-day stretch. So at least I have that going for me. We have amazing guests. This is a better Monday lineup, I think, that we've had as an Up and Adams program with these amazing, amazing superstar guests. And the thing is, like, Monday, with these guests, it'll be a revolving door. We probably won't talk much ball. So we have to get our thoughts. And I feel like Seattle fans, Hammy, think that we think the Patriots are going to win. When really I just want a great game that maybe hits the over. What's the over, like 44.5 still?
Yeah, 44.5. And yeah, I mean, there's two teams left. You know, we like to celebrate these teams, and we talk positively about both and celebrate both. I think just for whatever reason, celebrating the Patriots seems to be a little more divisive. Yeah,
it's an alternative pick to say anything nice about the Patriots. So we'll get there. I'm glad that you're there, little welcome wagon and Hammy over there in the Bay Area where we'll be. So let's take a little last bite at this apple. We've talked a lot about how impressive what the Patriots have been able to do. Hamilton did some digging over the weekend while he was packing his socks, and he really did uncover, like the archaeologists in Jurassic Park, just sweeping out fossils, he found some crazy stuff, okay? The Seahawks, if they get this done and win Super Bowl 60, they, by the numbers that you can't argue, will be maybe one of the best teams that we've ever seen when it comes to domination in the passing game, both on offense and defense. And if the Seahawks finish this, they will go down as one of the greatest teams in history in the league. It's not crazy. It's sort of like a what, really? But it's not crazy, it's true. And I don't know, I'm trying to figure out this morning, like, why don't they have that perception? And I'd love to hear, is it because it's a small market? Is it because it's Sam Darnold? Is it because, like, we feel like there's too much parity around the league and there's some, like, why does it feel like this is not going over like Greatest Show on Turf vibes? But they are that, make no mistake. No matter how you slice this thing from a numbers perspective, they are right there with the best teams to ever do it. If they win, they're going to go down as one of the greatest teams in the league. And here's another example. Now, it's very, very nitty-gritty. It's very sick pup Matthew Hamilton. But here it is. This puts together an example of their dominance, really, on both sides of the ball. And I'll start with this guy, Sam Darnold. Forget him just being a top 10 quarterback in the league right now, which I said last week, and he is. He's had one of the most efficient seasons we've ever seen at the position. Sam had a top 30 season all time when it comes to his yards per dropback. And isn't that kind of the ultimate measure of the position? Look at him go here. Every time a pass play is dialed up, how much are you getting out of it? How efficient are you? What are you doing with that? Take a look at this. This is crazy. Sam ranks 27th in NFL history, averaging 7.63 yards per dropback. That is tied with a 2016 Tom Brady. That's the 28 in 3 years. Sorry, Kyle Shanahan. And that's his Super Bowl MVP, okay? It's ahead of 1984. Look at this company, Joe Montana. That's a Super Bowl MVP year for Joe. It's ahead of 1994, Steve Young. You guessed it, another Super Bowl MVP, maybe the best performance in Super Bowl history, right? Next one on the list was Aaron Rodgers, right there. He won the regular season MVP award that year. So that's an insane group, an insane MVP group. And then when you look at the Seahawks defense, they're allowing just 5.1 yards per dropback to opposing offenses. So that means there's a 2.5-yard difference every time the Seahawks call a pass play versus the opposition and when they do it. Are we hearing ourselves? That's insane. And if you look at this, the Seahawks just the 7th team in NFL history to average 7.5 yards per dropback while allowing fewer than 5.5. 3 of the previous 6 that did it won the Super Bowl. Now, I know that's a deep dive, and I might have lost a lot of people, okay? And it's the second deep dive I've done that shows you just how special this Seattle team is, top to bottom, both sides of the ball, and how they measure up to some of the greatest squads that we've ever seen. Squads? Sure, squads that we've seen in the league. Patriots are very capable of making something happen. I think it's a strong opponent. They have playmakers, people who can, the Marcus Joneses who can flip a drive on its head. But Drake and Braves and McDaniels, they're going to have to be beyond the top of their game. Whatever the top was, you got to go beyond it to be able to do that. I hope I put that into the right perspective. Hemi, it's very sick puppy. For sure. I'm trying to think of the argument against, or really, to me, it's like the perception of this team is not that. I don't think anyone back, greatest show on turf, I don't think anyone was saying, having to feed the public full screens and stats on like how great they were. You just kind of knew. It was flashy. Yeah. There was a brand. Maybe there was better PR. What is this?
I do think some of it, like as we were talking about this morning and thinking about it, I wonder if some of it was losing that first game to the Rams. It kind of took the shine off of them. Like Darnold has this issue against the Rams. They're not going to beat the Rams. The Rams are the team, right? And it wasn't until week 16 when they beat the Rams that it started to shift. But having that happen so late in the season.
So there was this gap where everyone stopped paying attention.
I think so.
It's fair.
I do think so. I think that Rams game had a lot to do with it. I think the worry about Darnold had something to do with it. And, it's been kind of these last few weeks now where it's like, holy crap, they're this dominant, awesome team. And, if you look back, the greatest show on turf Rams had that early because they had the flash. They were doing it early and,
There was no question, but people have questions about this. Now, maybe they don't, because then again, look at the line. People think the Seahawks are just gonna crush, and they should. And they're so freaking good, among the best in NFL history if they pull off a Super Bowl 60 win. I get to work with you every day, and we get to work together a lot this week. I get to wrap my week with Jameis Winston. Who I've worked with several times before, one of just the brightest personalities in the league. He's a Giants quarterback. Does he like being the backup? What is his path to being a starter? Does he care? The Harbaugh effect, Jackson Dart, a Carl's Jr. commercial. Can't wait to talk to him about that, the superstar that he is, right here. We are here with Carl's Jr.'s prediction payback superstar, which Jameis Winston, I've seen you do a lot of things, but following in the footsteps of Paris Hilton and Kate Upton and Alex Earl, and now the real bombshell, Jameis Winston. How does that feel?
When you have beautiful people like you just stated, it requires another beautiful person to come right in and help fulfill the prophecy of greatness that this brand has.
These ads are iconic. Super Bowl and Carl's Jr., iconic. But you know what those ladies never did, my friend? What you did to the Lions in Week 12. 350-plus yards, 2 passing touchdowns, the highlight reel touchdown catch. How long have you been waiting for the coaching staff to call that play?
I was waiting the whole season. When I saw that it was up I knew that it was going to be a magical thing, right? And when I saw the opportunity to align with Carl Jr., I knew that it was going to be an even more magical thing. And that's why when you make one big play, other big plays start to happen as well. And what we do over here at Carl Jr. is make big plays.
What can you tell me about that?
Well, I can tell you that we're going to be zen. We're going to be recovering from some regrets that we.
Okay. There's like a hangover burger with everything you could ever want.
Well, when you think about the quality of a hangover burger, you have to think about how iconic that night was.
True.
Right. So when you are participating in a night of your dreams, you're required to have a healthy meal to get you back on your feet.
Okay.
So in these ads, we're going to be giving some of our guests just a healthy meal to get back up on their feet.
Jameis, I'm feeling a little hungover today because I thought that Todd Monken was going to be your offensive coordinator. That was your guy in Tampa. How did this not happen?
Well, because it was called for him to be a head coach, right? Like, and I think when you are in this business, it's your dream to be a head coach, especially with the mentality that Todd possesses of him wanting that redemption period. And to him, he doesn't view it as redemption because he was in Cleveland as offensive coordinator when he left Tampa before he went to Georgia. But now he sees this as another escalator approach where he gets a chance to transcend an organization who is hungry for a winning head coach and a great man and great coach just looking for an opportunity to do what he loves, and that's lead his team to win football games.
So now who's the OC there?
For the New York Football Giants, I'm looking at, like, Davis Webb has been in the talks. But you know what? With us having Jackson Dart and seeing how Ole Miss did this year in the college football playoff, what if we mix Charlie Weiss Jr. in the mix? What if we get him, to decommit? What if we let him get into the portal, the NFL portal, and become an offensive coordinator for the New York Football Giants, right? But I'm looking out for our young quarterback, man. I want him to be around people that he's familiar with, but I want him to have a great second year because I know how important that is. Jackson Dart, a finalist for Rookie of the Year. He should win. He's given you so much love for your leadership. Well deserved. You've handled your role so well. What moment did you and Jackson go from teammates to friends? I knew what it's like to be a top pick, right? I know what it's like to come to an NFL organization and you are expected to be great instantly, right? So me having the ability to put myself in his shoes allowed me to impact him and strategically speak life into him and to allow him to realize that, like, hey, like, I've been in your shoes before. Let me handle some of let me cross some of the T's and dot some of the I's for you, right? And give you some game before you have to experience it for yourself. He's the one that decided to go out there and show out and show everybody how great he was. But Harbaugh is maybe that guy. It's important for Jackson and maybe it's important for you. I love that he shouted you out. No, I was grateful for that. But Harbaugh is that guy, just a leader of men, a true CEO of a head coach, K, in terms of, like, he's worked with some of the top offensive coordinators. He's worked with some of the top defensive coordinators. He has an expertise in special teams, and he has an expertise in getting his players to play their very best for him. What have you noticed already? Has he made an imprint? I think one thing about the Harbaughs, when you say the name Harbaugh, you know that it's discipline, you know that it's passion, and you know that there is a standard of excellence, right? And one of the greatest things, and it can go viral on TikTok, because we were talking about the TikTok, but one of their Harbaughisms is who, if I was John Harbaugh, if I was John Harbaugh, but I was an owl, I would say, who has it better than us? Who has it better than us? And that's one of the Harbaughisms, right? So that expression of gratitude, of knowing that you going to work every single day and you and you get to go to work and not you're just going to work. It's something that's going to be replicated throughout the building, and we're going to get a bunch of grateful New York Football Giants coming to win football games.
You have handled your role as a backup so eloquently, so amazingly, but I got backups do not star in Carl's Jr.'s commercials at the Super Bowl. They do not. They don't get picked for that. You are not a backup quarterback to me. What is your relationship with being a starting quarterback in the National Football League at some point?
Yeah, my relationship with being a starting football quarterback is, throwing a lot of passing touchdowns, throwing a lot of yards, and being a leader. My role as a starting quarterback in the NFL is not over. It's all about the opportunity in a situation that you're put in when you're a starting quarterback in this league. What I'm more excited about, Kay, is Carl's Jr.'s.
Let's do it. Tell me about this campaign, because I know you're shooting some social content on set. Who do I need to know about?
Well, I just think you need to know that everyone has a story, right? But we're not going to allow, their past to define that story. What we're going to do is we're going to create experiences and a type of resilience, a type of bounce back, a type of comeback, you would say, into the game to give all these guests what they're required. And that's another chance at greatness.
I love that. You can download the Carl's Jr.'s My Rewards app, everybody. You get a free hangover breakfast burger on February 9th. It's beef. It's a folded egg. It is crispy bacon and hash browns. That sounds amazing. You can get a $20 promo card. You got to submit your bad prediction at carlsjr.com. You are the GOAT. Congrats on the commercial, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you. My mouth watering talking about that hangover.
See you, Jameis. You're the best. Hold the bacon. I'm eating that. That's how many of those do you think I'll need this week? Quite a few. Quite a few.
Super Bowl week is a different animal.
Do you remember our first Up and Adam Super Bowl? We have Cameron Dicker joining the show. We've got Joe Flacco on the show, Keegan-Michael on the show, Danny McBride on the show. Do you remember doing a Justin Herbert interview with like 8 people filing into a tiny hotel room?
Yep.
For Lowe's, I believe.
Yep.
I don't remember anything that happened in the interview, but it was last minute. We were in the elevator with Luke Combs and his manager.
Yeah.
Cappy. We became friends with Cappy. Cappy brought us on stage during training camp at the concert at Paycor. It all happened for a reason. And it all to bring us Cameron Dicker, that's why.
There it is.
You know what I remember? I remember taking the crew our first year to a Chargers, was it a Chargers-Ravens game? In the Cabana Suites?
Yeah, it was Chargers. I'm trying to remember who they were playing.
And the amount of, I hope this is okay to say. And then I've been to I went to one other Chargers game. Oh yeah, it was Titans Chargers. Chargers, and then I went to another one with YouTube, so like a bunch of YouTube creators. And the amount of babes loving Cameron Dicker, like screaming for him. Like his fan base is Yoshivash level. Just saying.
As it should be.
The ladies love Cam Dicker. Because he's warming up. Because he's warming up over there by those cabanas. Yeah. And the amount like a non-hardcore football audience. Mm-hmm. Who's that? Kay, who is that? And I'm like, oh, okay, Cam. Let's go on.
I mean, even without seeing all his like social media stardom and knowing that he's the most accurate kicker in NFL history, they still.
Yeah. Is Richard in my ear today or no? Okay. Why? Oh, he is. Didn't know that. Great. Didn't know that. I'm like, what's happening here? No, great. Is he in your hotel room? Are we in the corner? I don't believe Cam's ever been on the program.
He is not. This is a first for us. So
great.
Very excited.
Oh, I love it. An MV? Let's go.
Dicker, just automatic. Dicker's kick online. It is good. Dicker from 59, snap good on the way. Online. Got it.
Here he is finishing his, how is it your 4th year in the league and we've never met?
It's wild. I don't know.
What is that?
Time's been flying. Who knows?
Nice to see you. Happy Super Bowl week. Happy Pro Bowl week. You've done a lot of cool stuff, but the coolest thing I think is that you're the Walter Payton Man of the Year. That's pretty amazing. What does that feel like?
It's awesome. It's a surreal feeling just to be recognized for the work you do. It's a blessing to be able to do this work. You know, I always tell people you're blessed to be a blessing to others. And so having the opportunity to just make a difference in somebody's life and just bring joy and to what could be a dark place in somebody's life is, I think, all of our goals in this place. And so just try to be a light for somebody else and be recognized for that's really cool.
You're the most accurate kicker in NFL history. When I say that, where does your head go?
That's kind of wild. At the same time, there's a lot of kicks I want to do left. So it's like, great, it's cool right now. But at the end of the day, I want that at the end of the career. Right now, it's kind of a placeholder, in my opinion. And we'll see what happens when everything's said and done.
Cam, it's so funny because like I'd be like, oh, well, there's only one way I can go from there. Down. That kind of like, that sucks your 4 year. This is the standard I expect you to hold your entire career now.
Yeah, that's the goal, right? It's just go out there and have fun. I mean, I always say you're gonna miss a kick at some point, so it's like whatever. Have fun while you're making them. Have fun. Like it's gonna suck, but have fun while you're missing them. You're in a place where you're supposed to be having fun. It's a game at the end of the day, and yeah, blessed to be getting paid to do what I love.
Bro, 129 of 138 is stupid. I actually can't.
Kind of wild.
I can't deal with it. Has ever you're saying you go out there and you want to have fun, and it's all about fun. Like, did you ever get in trouble if I had a weapon like you have attached to your body, like this leg, like, would you like? Did you ever get in trouble for kicking anything, or like what's the lore of like a young Dicker the Kicker?
I mean, in high school, our turf room wasn't tall enough, so like I'd break lights in there all the time. Wouldn't say it was not on purpose at times. But then we wouldn't have to do anything anymore, so just get people out of stuff.
38 made field goals, third most in the NFL, 59-yarder this year, which ties your career long. 2-game winners coming in the final seconds, 2 huge kicks in the overtime win against the Eagles. It's crazy. If you had to rewatch one moment from this year on repeat on this amazing, and I've seen it, and I love TCL, this TCL big screen that they have right now, which moment would you choose to flash on the best TV in the business?
I mean, honestly, one of my favorite kicks was one of them. I think it was against Miami this year. That didn't even count. I hit a 59-yard field goal to start the game, and then they took the 15-yard penalty. Yeah, then they took the 15-yard penalty, and I ended up kicking like a 38-yard field goal on the same drive. And I was like, come on, guys, give me back that 59. But that would be the one. My go-to TCL. That's the one. That's the one. Luckily, it's not just that play. You can definitely watch everything over and over again. I'll be watching on my TCL the Pro Bowl. I will not. 100%. I will be eating soup sitting out. I will not go to the Pro Bowl. I will be eating soup in bed watching this on my TCL. It happens tomorrow in San Francisco. 7-on-7 flag football portion. Have you done any petitioning to Steve Young to let you line up at quarterback? Let's go. You know, I think it could be fun. And then I also realized this isn't just like going home and playing 7-on-7. This is with the best athletes in the world. So I was like, maybe this isn't for me to start trying to play quarterback. Maybe this isn't the time for me to show that. Maybe I need a little practice, but we'll see. You never know. I think it's gonna be a fun time. Like I said, it's the best athletes in the world. So getting those guys put it on display and make a name for themselves out there.
I did some quick math. I mean, you're a pretty good kicker, 93.5% of your field goals. Like, that's pretty good, but 100% of your passing attempts in college?
100%. 0 first downs.
Steve Young?
The sad thing is it's 0 first downs, but 100% passing. So that's, I mean, it's like, what? That's still good.
One pass for 5 yards, junior year, Texas.
Yeah, we needed 8. We needed 8, but it's fine.
Yeah, you did not get a first down on that, so that's okay. What's something that you're very good at that you want to add to the skills competition if you could pick?
Oh my gosh, it's a great question. Ping pong. I mean, I'd love to have a ping pong challenge. I know there's other really good
You're
players.
considering the competition there? Yeah, that's a pretty...
Yeah, like Tress Way is really good. He'd beat me
unbelievable.
for sure. Yeah, he'd beat me for sure, but I'd get to that stage. And then at that stage, I'm okay with getting smoked. I mean, when you're playing against some of the better players in ping pong, you're like, yeah, okay, you're way better than me, pal. But leading up to it, if everybody had to play, I'd have a lot of fun.
Cam, do you hear... How do I say this? How do you, every time I've been to it, when I hear your name, I think about the Cabana Suites at SoFi.
Yeah.
And the amount, the proximity to Babe screaming your name. How do you process that?
I mean, it's kind of funny. You're like sitting there in the net and people yell at you, always thinking you're going to look over. Every once in a while, you look over, wave, and just like move on and hope people get a little quiet. But
what's the craziest thing you've heard, Cam? Because I've heard some wild, just a lot of interest in you.
I've heard some wild things. I don't know.
You can say them.
What I can say. One of them is kind of hilarious. Had a bunch of teammates send this one. There's this like guy that was yelling stuff at me in a pretty high-pitched voice, and said like was just making references about sports without it being about football and talking about how I'm leaking testosterone right there. And I was like, this is so wild. I didn't hear any of those in the moment, which I'm so happy because I would have been laughing pretty hard. But that was one of the crazier ones.
You could hear it if it was on a TCL TV.
I would hear it if it was on a TCL TV for sure.
Listen.
I mean, yeah. It helps my eyesight. My eyesight's not 20/20, but when I'm looking at that, everything pops.
Tell me about your partnership with TCL. I was wowed. It takes a lot to wow me when it comes to like a technology standpoint. And like, is this really worth the investment? Like, what's the biggest difference? Sometimes I can't tell. And then I see some of these TCL innovations and I'm literally blown away. 100%.
I mean, I only do partnerships with companies that I use. And so I've been using TCL now since I think college. And so it's been awesome. I obviously love their TV. It's been just a cool experience, just every day getting to go home, watch these. During the day, my house has a bunch of windows. So during the day, I'm like, how do I do this without getting the glare in my way? And this TV has been the biggest help for me. And then at the Super Bowl on Friday, we're having the ultimate home gating experience. And so that'll be super fun. It's going to be at the crossing at East Cut.
Okay.
And so that's going to be a cool experience. I'll be there in the afternoon on Friday and just chat with some people who stop by.
And you can still get like their newest TV is unbelievable. The SQD mini LED technology. I've truly never seen anything like if you're a fan and you want to be as close to the game as possible at Super Bowl, TCL.com is where you need to go for all of the information you need on that. I will be stopping by. Maybe we'll actually meet each other.
We might be there. And then also at the same time, if I'm a fan, I'm kind of rather sitting at home watching games. You get more play-by-play, and you're comfortable.
But then no girls are throwing themselves at you from the Cabana Suites.
Yeah, that's
at home,
okay.
Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, most of the time it's always funny. So you just kind of laugh at when that stuff's happening.
Let's talk about this. There's 80 dudes. That must be fun. Like, what's the vibe there? Like, you're at the Pro Bowl. Like, you're running into. What is that like?
Oh, that's good. You know, you see guys you haven't seen in a while. I don't get to see Bijan Robinson all the time, so running into him here again is awesome. Just getting to reconnect, chat with him, run into other guys from LA like Puka, just chit-chatting, laughing, and then they're having fun experiences for us at night where everybody's just getting together, really just enjoying time with each other and making memories that hopefully last lifetime.
Think Puka has a chance with Sydney Sweeney?
Who knows? I saw that. I was like, this guy's insane.
What do you mean? I feel like he got a lot of support. There was a lot of attaboy, a lot of like, go for it.
Was
like,
there?
You know? You don't think so? It's like, is that an uncool move in your generation? Like, I don't know.
No, I think it's great. I think more people need to shoot their shots, and so I think that's a power move from him. Yeah, I'm backing him. I think it'd be an awesome couple.
You cannot be the most accurate guy in the league without shooting your shot. You know, you got to get out there and do your thing.
100%.
I want to ask you one last thing here.
100%.
Let's actually take a TV break. Listen, you're on your TCL. You can stream the show. I've done it. So TCL.com with everything you need with Cameron Dicker, and we will be back with Joe Flacco after this. Don't go anywhere, though, Cam. Don't you go anywhere. All right, there's 80 dudes. We're live on YouTube still. Subscribe to the YouTube, guys. There's 80 guys suiting up between the AFC and NFC. I'm going to give you a prompt. You can pick any player on the Pro Bowl games roster, okay? We're doing it right here. There we go. Pick a Pro Bowler most likely to win Love Island.
Jamar Chase, probably.
What? Really?
Actually, no, we're going to go Derwin James. We're going Derwin James.
That's
Derwin
a great
James
answer.
Derwin James wins everybody over. The dude's so good. Just
So charismatic.
talking, chit-chatting. He's a big yapper.
The greatest. Great answer. Who's talked the most trash since you've arrived?
Derwin James, probably. This dude constantly. Actually, you know what? Jerry Rice.
Okay, you can't pick an answer and then pick somebody else.
Sorry,
Jerry's
Jerry
out
Rice.
there.
I know, it's all just clicking in my
Does Jerry
head.
have to talk, or is he just walking, like, showing people his hands? Like, that's what
In the team meeting, he went through all of his accolades, and everybody's like, damn, when you're like that, you can just say that in front of
like on
everybody.
a PowerPoint? Like, he listed them on
No,
the full
just
screen?
stood there off the top of his head, knew all of his info, and everybody was like, damn, when he's like that. So
I love that. Next player to reveal he's dating an actress or singer.
Puka, come on.
Hi, Sydney. Sorry, Scooter Run. Not really. Of the non-kickers, most likely to make a 50-yard kick.
Oh my gosh.
What a question.
Does anybody have soccer experience? I don't even know. I'm gonna go with I don't know, one of the receivers. They're all some pretty fast twitch, and they could maybe figure it out for one kick.
Who'd you say? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh no, one of the receivers. Somebody.
No, come on.
You know
we
what?
were doing so well.
We're gonna go with Thule. We're gonna go with Thule, my teammate.
Okay,
He'll
I
figure
love
it
that. Most likely to fall asleep in a public place.
out. Big O lineman guy, probably Deion Dawkins.
Okay, what's this hat you're wearing? Make me cool. What is this hat you're wearing?
My foundation wholeheartedly.
Oh, that's amazing. And also, listen, good luck. Will you be at Honors?
I will.
Okay, perfect. Great to meet you, I guess. And we'll talk at Honors. We'll talk with TCL. And if you guys want to upgrade your own game day setup, and you should, trust me, trust Cam, TCL.com, or you can follow on social media, TCL_USA, and you can still get one of these badass TVs in your living room for your Super Bowl party. All the neighbors will want to be watching at your house. Cam, good luck at the Pro Bowl. Have fun. What a week you're going to have.
Thank you. It's going to be a blast.
See ya. Bye. What a sweetheart.
Amazing.
Those numbers are actually bananas. I can't.
I know. So he should have showed Jerry Rice some of those.
Cadix cleats. That Jerry Rice thing's great. We should just put that out. Sep solo.
Yeah.
Beyond hilarious.
It's hilarious. He doesn't need to do that.
That
but
it stuck out to him is funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flacco lost one. Chase makes this catch. Touchdown.
Pushing on each other. Perfectly thrown football. You knew Jamar Chase was not going to drop that.
18 seasons in the NFL. Here he is, an icon. Super Bowl 47 MVP, Pro Bowler on behalf of NFL Alumni Health and Cadix Cleats. Joe Flacco, what do you got cooking with them?
Oh my goodness. Well, I've been wearing their cleats for the last 2 years now. And, listen, I think it's something big. I think there's so many young kids playing sports in this country and all over the world. And one of the biggest things that you look at these days is just, health and safety. And I think this is one of those next things that's going to, allow guys to play longer and harder. And, let's see that next generation come up through the ranks.
18 years to get a Pro Bowl nod, my friend. What gives? What is this?
Well, you know what? I mean, obviously this is a weird year and there's so many people that kind of always end up getting a chance at it. You never know with these things. I mean, for some reason, my career, I think, has picked up some steam over the last 3 years, and I've probably been more in the public eye the last 3 years than I have any other year of my career. But, there was also some things going on earlier in my career, having babies and things like that right around this time of the year. So it was like, not necessarily convenient for a couple times. And now that I have kids that are my oldest is 13 years old. I have a picture last night of my 12 and 13-year-old with Jahmyr Gibbs. My 12-year-old's, absolutely obsessed with him. And, like to have those kind of moments at this point in my life and, for them to be able to enjoy it makes this a little bit extra special.
I think it's cool that you're there, that you wanted to be there. 18 years in, you can sort of, there's all this talk about what the Pro Bowl is and isn't and like what it mattered to you to go. There's nothing in it for you other than like embracing moments. It's very cool.
Yeah, no, it's neat. I think anytime, I think the more mature you get, you try to say yes to as many things as you can and just keep yourself in the moment and enjoy it for what it is. And I think this is one of those weeks / long weekends where you kind of, you get to enjoy some other players and be around some guys that you haven't met before and have fun with it.
Joe, you're saying it's very funny because it's almost like you don't know the answer to what has gone on these past couple of years where you're like, I'm more popular, I'm in my bag. Like you are 41, you were electric with Cincy, a team that I know and love and is very close to me. Like, what gives? What is that? How would you answer your own question?
It's tough. I think, listen, the good thing about being in Cincinnati was the locker room was able to embrace me pretty quickly, and they got some really good players and some really good coaches that allowed my transition to happen so seamlessly and allowed me to feel part of that locker room, that I was able to go out in the field and just at least be myself and not worry about too much other than that. And I think when you can do that, then you give yourself at least a chance. But throwing to T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, handing off to Chase Brown, that wasn't too bad of a gig. So, what
did you learn about Joe Burrow?
Listen, Joe I learned it was a lot of fun to be in a room with him. Be a part of that quarterback room. And then I think we all know we've been watching him play for long enough now. We kind of know what his ability is about, but his ability to just play at his own pace and, not let the game speed him up. That's kind of what you see when you tend to see really good quarterbacks, and to see it up close and personal was definitely kind of confirmed those things. He's able to play at his own pace, not allow the defense to speed him up. And then obviously he has that ability to make the off-schedule play when the initial thing isn't there.
It's funny, you say fun, like that's something that's not the word I would think. Every time I've ever been around him in a game atmosphere, like off-season, like if I see it, he's so intense. And it's like, man, every practice is like a Super Bowl when it comes to him. So it's interesting to hear that fun thing.
Well, he's an interesting guy, and I think in a quarterback rooms are, I think, unique in terms of the National Football League because you have one guy that you're truly preparing. And even though you think about the quarterbacks as like this group of guys, it's like just constantly preparing, we probably have a little bit more free time in our meetings than any other position group. So we get to kind of, you get to shoot the breeze, I guess, and talk about things other than football a little bit. And, he's interesting enough that, not enough, but he's interesting. So, and then you get each one of us kind of rolling on a different topic, and you get to learn a lot about people. And I also do think that that's a place that he's comfortable with. He's comfortable in that room with the people that were in there. And even though I was a kind of a new guy showing up, I think he was able to, he's able to be himself in that environment, as we all are. It's a good spot to just kind of let it loose and kind of talk about whatever at times. And throughout the course of a week and then throughout the course of 15 weeks, you just build that, you build those relationships and you have a lot of fun together.
You keep saying fun, and you're about Joe. I think you had fun. I
did. Well, yeah, but that
and
exactly.
You're saying it's about
the
receivers. Like, yeah, I'd like to throw to Jamar and T2, but like, truly, at the age of 41. You almost look like you were having more fun than ever, which I think it is like where you are in your life, the kids and all of that. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what that means, Joe. Like, what do you're a free agent. I'm sure Pro Bowl is going to be an interesting, fun time taking pictures with Gibbs, but also like you're going to have guys recruiting you. We want you as part of our squad. You've got some, like, what's the most important to you right now? You're making a list like the Joe Flacco that you are on your priorities for the future. In football.
Just in general.
No,
in football. Yeah, listen, I want to play football. I don't know what that looks like. It's tough. You never know what teams are thinking, and you try to be as proactive as possible, but I don't necessarily know if I'm an expert in anything besides just going out there and playing football. All the other stuff, all the other games behind the scenes and all that stuff, I just, I have no clue when it comes to that. So I'm kind of going to sit around and just do what I know, which is get back to working out and keeping myself in shape and ready to go. I would still, as always, like a chance to go play meaningful football and win football games. You know, I'm 41 years old, but I still hate watching the playoffs and watching other guys win these games and be in these situations.
Yeah.
Now, I say that half-heartedly. I mean, I enjoy it, obviously. I'm in front of that TV watching it. I mean, I played with Sam for in New York and have a lot of respect for him and just got to see behind the scenes with him. So, I'm definitely rooting for his success. But at the same time, you'd much rather be that guy. And when this is your profession and it's what you do for a living, it always hurts just a little bit to watch other people do it.
It's so funny because that's the gauge, right? You have to almost or I wonder if you give yourself that, or do you really do take it one step at a time? Like I look at Tom, and Tom said that my goal is 45. That's what he said.
Right.
And then you have other, people who maybe gauge it like what I think I'm hearing from you, which is like, I still get pissed. I want to be out there. I want to play meaningful.
Yeah.
But like Tom did too. It becomes what becomes enough. And then, I want to see you back in Cincinnati for sure. I'd also love to see you hanging out with Mahomes in that quarterback room. I would love to see that. I also think you have a relationship with Stefanski. I would like, I know Kirk is still there. That's great, but that would be a fun, meaningful role down there in that division.
I think there's a lot of places I could wrap my head around, and there's probably a lot of positives. I think I tend to always look when I'm offered some kind of opportunity. I always tend to look at the positives of what that opportunity, can bring and how it can work out. I honestly hope that this year I'm able to look at some of the negatives and maybe be a little bit more selective if that chance comes up. But you never know. I might not be able to be selective at all. I might get one opportunity and try to find a way to make it look like a good opportunity. But I mean, listen, there's definitely a handful of places that have huge upside, and I know I can go and enjoy myself for a year and get to be a part of another great locker room.
And you deserve that agency to sort of make those decisions as you get wined and dined here at the Pro Bowl, which I love to see. You mentioned, Sam, you're also like your boys with McDonald's, right? You were with him for 5 seasons. What would you tell Sam? Or have you talked to Sam? Will you talk to him ahead of this game, give him any kind of text? Nothing?
No. I'm sure he's getting just, hit by so many different directions.
He won a Super. You don't think he wants to hear from you?
I was with him for 1 year. I congratulated him after the NFC Championship game. I mean, I think everybody's experience by the time they get to this game is a little bit different. I got there in my 5th year, but we had been close a couple times, and we had been tested as a team for a few years. I just remember by the time we got down to New Orleans, man, we were at I just felt like we were in such a groove and at such peace with what was going on that we were able to truly go out there and just be in the moment without even trying to. We weren't even thinking about it. We just knew we were going to go win that football game. And you could get that sense when you were around our team that week. And I think part of that was because we had been through so much the previous 4 years, coming up short in a couple of AFC Championship games and being to the playoffs so many times. But I think each team's experience is different. And when you get to this game, you bring a little bit different baggage with you. So it'd be tough to kind of comment on my experience and help him relate. But, he'll be ready. I mean, I think they're already out here, and he's probably had a week of practice under his belt, and I'm sure those guys are in their own way and for their own reasons feeling very confident as well.
You get to see Shador.
I did. I saw him last night. I went up and grabbed him on the shoulders, and as he's eating his Cheerios and hanging out in the lobby of the
streaming,
hotel.
probably. You don't even know.
Yeah,
He's streaming to 7 million people. That's always my experience with Shador. I freak out. You obviously know him from Cleveland. Can you tell me something that he does behind the scenes to stay prepared for these opportunities that some people maybe don't get to see?
Oh, my goodness. It's so tough. I think what Shador does is, man, he's very confident in who he is. And I think that's what serves him. As a young player, you have to have that unwavering belief in yourself, because you're going to go through times, no matter what, that you're not necessarily familiar with in terms of your college experience where you've won a bunch of games and then come into the NFL. And I could see it right away with the belief that he had in himself. And just that gamer type of mentality that he was going to, have the right mindset to be successful in this league. So then once he can learn everything else, the fact that he has that foundation of having that right mindset, just probably through the way he's grown up, is gonna serve him well.
Let's talk a little bit more about NFL alumni health and Cadix cleats. I know there's. Can you just tell me a little bit more about what it actually is? And there's a Smart Studs technology I'm looking at.
So the cleats in themselves, they don't grab as much. They have a little bit of give in the cleats. They twist, but they also just shift around a little bit. So instead of kind of hyperextending your leg, it gives that cleat the ability to release. So I think the easiest way to describe it is like when you're playing on grass, which these things are very good on grass and also help you on grass. But your cleat digs into the grass, but it also gives a little bit. But when you get on these turf fields, sometimes it can just grab a little bit too much, and then your body's just not ready to react with that force. And what these cleats allow your body to do is kind of compensate for that. They give a little bit, and instead of sending it up through the rest of your body, they kind of can dissipate that force, and it's just overall better, over the long term on your lower half. And listen, I think we're always looking for, a little advantage and a little way to stay healthy. And for me, the biggest thing about these cleats for me is that it's a normal cleat. As if you didn't tell me anything and I just wore these cleats and I felt comfortable in them, I would just think you gave me a normal pair of cleats. And I think that's the thing that's really big about this is when you talk about it, it's not like you're going to notice any difference wearing them.
Which is like a disaster, right? Like for a player of Patriot habit, somebody in the league 18 years, you're like, I'm not changing now. So I think it means a lot that you, at your tenure, are like, let's go. Yeah,
that's one of the biggest things. I think if you handed these guys to guys and there was going to be a learning curve with it and you were going to feel different, I don't care if you proved that there was going to be an 80% decrease in injuries. I think guys would have a tough time wrapping their heads around feeling unstable on their feet. But that's not what this is. This is everything you get with a normal cleat. And as long as you feel comfortable, I mean, everybody has their differences in terms of how cleats fit and all that. But I mean, that can be ironed out. The technology is in the bottom of the cleat. And this feels like a normal, good traction cleat. And other than that, you just get the added benefit of peace of mind that you're going to go out there and you're doing something that's a little bit extra to take care of your body.
Take care of your knees, take care of your ankles.
That's right.
Non-contact stuff as well. So Cadix.com, everybody, for that Pro Bowl rookie, Joe Flacco.
I never knew I would be a rookie again, but there you go.
You got to be on TV, my friend.
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I don't know about that. I'm going to resist hard. I'm going to resist hard. I hope you guys don't get me, but we'll see.
Joe, it is so inevitable, I can't even tell you.
You sound like my wife's trying to kick me out and get me to do it. So
she wants you to live your best life. Wear a suit, want you to clean it up, put a little hair gel in,
That's right.
You're at that, keep saying that so people, I see the game you're playing. Free agent, we got a TV feature.
It always does work that way. When you truly don't want to do something, somehow it works out to be an advantage to you.
And then you gotta, of course, mark the time in the calendar for your Phillip Rivers comeback in about 4 to 5 years. All right, Joe, you're the absolute best. Enjoy Super Bowl week. Enjoy the Pro Bowl.
All right, thanks, Gabe. We'll see you.
I appreciate you. So funny. I mean, he's incredible on television.
He really is.
He was one of my first interviews at my first Super Bowl.
Oh, really?
New Orleans, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he sat at a table and he had 1 million people around him and it was daunting. And he was so kind.
Yeah, he really would be perfect for it.
I mean,
it's funny that
I like that I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He looks great. He's living his best life.
He really is.
Pictures with Gibbs is so funny to me. Welcome back to the Up and Adams Show. Guys, subscribe to the YouTube. All the best stuff happens in the YouTube breaks, and a lot of our content will be only exclusively at the Up and Adams YouTube page. Here are a couple of real stud comedians, Keegan-Michael and Danny McBride with State Farm.
My
next guest, two award-winning actors, comedians, producers, writers, here on behalf of State Farm. And an iconic commercial. I saw the teasers all weekend. Keegan-Michael Key and Danny McBride. You two were on TV more than Drake May this weekend.
Yes, great.
It was crazy. It was crazy. I was like, look, oh, there it is again. Oh, there it is again. Oh, there it is again. Yeah. How you doing, Kay?
I'm great. It's so great to see you two. It must be wild. I can't even imagine what your phones look like and what they are going to look like on Super Bowl Sunday. And of course, you guys have been part of the lore of commercials on Super Bowl Sundays in the past. But now you're the co-owners of Halfway There Insurance. Danny, I need you to tell me who would be the better insurance salesman, you or your co-partner there?
You know, the thing about giving people terrible insurance, it actually takes two people to do that. One of us could not deliver such poor service by ourselves, you know, so I could not do this without my cohort, Keegan. There's no way. It wouldn't be possible.
Me either. No, we have to be force multipliers for each other, Kay, because one guy's got to be the bad guy, and then the other guy's got to be the worst guy, you know?
Yeah.
That's it.
Keegan, when I see you, I think NFL honors. I think obviously all the comedic lore that you have. I think about NFL script writing, my friend. In this massive Super Bowl spot, you are telling everyone to stop living on a prayer and feel comfortable with their insurance. Bon Jovi, of course, a massive Patriots fan. This can't be a coincidence. There's all sorts of script conspiracies. What do I need to know here?
Oh yeah, definitely. You have to. There's a lot of scripty stuff. I mean, look at. I know, Kay. You've heard about the new conspiracy, right? In that beginning of the season poster. Have you seen that poster?
No, what is it? What?
Oh, there's a poster apparently, beginning of the season, all the backs of everybody's jerseys. And apparently, instead of the color of the Super Bowl logo this year, apparently in the very front of the poster, Darnold and May. They're standing closer to the mountaintop than anybody else. And apparently, Drake May, couple of feet closer than Sam Darnold, which is apparently to indicate that the Patriots would win the Super Bowl this year.
Where is Jared Goff on that poster, my friend?
Jared's mid to back. And after this season, I feel like next year they're going to put us back to back, but all the way to the back, which infuriates me. You know what a big Lions fan I am. So, but wouldn't it be nice if the poster came out next year and it was all? What if the whole, when it says 61, what if the whole deal was just silver and blue? Silver and Honolulu blue. I would be the happiest guy in the world.
You can manifest that all you want. Danny, I want to talk to you about Super Bowl Sunday. Like, what is it? You look like a fun guy to hang with on Super Bowl Sunday. What does the script look like for your perfect Super Bowl?
Oh, what does it look like? You know, lots of wings, lots of beer, a lot of fun people around. This year, I'm starting a new tradition, which is I've invited a lot of people over to my house for the Super Bowl. And once this State Farm ad airs, I'm just going to play it on repeat for the rest of the Super Bowl, just 3 hours straight. No one's going to be able to see what happens in the game. They're just going to watch Keegan and myself sell State Farm. That's what's happening this year.
Yeah.
Danny, give me a little scoop here. Like, what happens? What's going to happen in this ad? The teasers are amazing. Danny, tell me more.
Well, you know what? You're going to watch two guys who have no clue what they're doing. We talk a big game. We're trying to sell people insurance, but unfortunately, it's not the type of insurance that people really need to be properly covered. That's what we're doing here. So I think when State Farm needed some guys that needed to exude complete incompetence, I feel like I'm flattered that they came to Keegan and myself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was typecasting. We're disingenuous. We're liars. It was perfect. Yeah.
As everyone's confident, of course, about State Farm Insurance. That is the vibe of the Super Bowl commercial. But you two, I'm very confident that you will crush this next little game we're going to do to wrap it up. You are two absolute authorities on not for safe work celebrations, iconic work celebrations. So I want you to crown the most iconic NFL celebration from this season. It's called Living with Some Prayer, on a Prayer, of course, the State Farm ad. So we're going to do knockout style, two options. Here's the first. So this is Jameis Williams. Keegan, you're going to love this. He picks his nose, he flicks it. That's what happens. We saw a couple other Lions do this also. This celebration up against Super Bowl bound Jackson Smith-Njigba with a huge dunk through the uprights. We have that one here. Which one, Keegan, makes it through to the next round? You pick this one.
Jameis Williams makes it through to the next round. Yeah. I love how abjectly childish the nose pick is. And also, JSN went to Ohio State. So I've got to go with the Detroit people.
Wow, that's good. I agree. That's pretty.
Right? That's pretty good, right?
Yeah,
Kenny
really
Flowers
good.
would do that.
Yeah, it's thoughtful.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
We love a booger flick around here. Okay, so that one up against the next challenger, Eagles cornerback Cooper DeJean, who paid tribute to John Cena after his game-sealing interception. Danny, this one or the booger flick?
I got to still go with the booger. The booger is just very unique. It is. He's not using someone else's move. He's doing something that he's made himself. I really admire it.
Attaboy, Danny.
Okay, so we're going to keep the booger going up against Ravens receiver, Keegan. It's Zay Flowers. He scored a touchdown in Green Bay. He did the Lambeau leap, rejected by Packers fans, by the way.
Okay, I love the rejection, but on Danny's previous point, I'm going to keep the booger flick because, again, he came up with that. It's Jameson's signature thing where everybody's done the Lambeau leap. Sticking with the booger flick. He's moving through. He's going deep into the playoffs here.
Yep.
He really is. And the final challenger, it's Booger Jameson Williams versus, and I know that you've seen this, Keegan, Rico Dowdle stopping at 2 pumps and still getting flagged.
Yes, yeah. All right, now, and we can't have here's the problem, Kay, we can't have a tie.
Cannot.
Here's the thing. I'm going to go with Rico because what Rico did is he did a variation on the theme. So even as original as Jameson's was, nobody was expecting the hup and the stop and the double pump. So I like that he honored the tradition and then went a different way with it.
Pump beats the booger pick. I see where
Pump
this is.
beats booger flick. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm in.
Not a sentence I thought I was going to say today.
Yep. I knew it. From the moment I woke up today, I knew that was coming out of our mouths.
But I love that you did. And that is, my friends, the most iconic celebration. I am confident in that in 2025, just like I am with State Farm. They're back Super Bowl Sunday. Stop living on a prayer. You two co-owners of the Halfway There Insurance. Very much looking forward to it. Thanks for making the time, guys.
Cool. Thank you.